Hello everyone, welcome back to my second channel, welcome back to Jack in the Books, and welcome back to a very exciting trilogy of videos. This is part 2. In part 1, I went through every single book on my physical TBR that I haven't yet read. It took me a long time to do, much longer than myself or my SD card expected, and that's what you missed on Glee. So today, Basically, I've been through that pile of my unread books and I've decided to unhaul some of them. I wanted to give you a number, but I haven't counted. Okay, updates. 41 books. I'm going to be unhauling 41 books. And these will all be going to my local charity shop, basically just so that someone else can enjoy them. The reason I'm unhauling these books is because, being honest with myself, I know full well that I'm never going to actually read them. Because, you know, I'd like to think that once I got through the other books kind of in my collection, then inevitably I would get to these ones. But that doesn't take into consideration my book buying obsession and the fact that I will inevitably buy more books which will just continue to be prioritized over these ones. I'm just never going to read them, and I think that someone else could really benefit from these books, and also my local charity shop will benefit from having them in stock so that other people can buy them. So I'm going to go through them and let you know which books I am unhauling, which ones are getting the chop from my collection. Firstly, we have Gone with the Wind. Now, as I said in my previous video, I did study this during my degree. I read all of the parts that I kind of needed to for the lecture that I went to, but I doubt that I'll ever actually read the book. I would probably watch the film, and I would probably keep it in my collection if the spine didn't look like that. Firstly, because it's so thick, and secondly, like, if it's on your book collection, it's distracting. Like, why is she looking at me like that, you know? So that one's getting the chop, and it's going to go to a lovely home for someone who will appreciate it. Anyway, the next book that I'm getting rid of is this one. This is a Penguin bingeable box set. I think this is a sneak peek at some of our fabulous coming attractions. So basically, there's like segments from all of these different books. I'm personally never going to read those, but maybe someone else can pick this up and get a little taster into a bunch of other books. In fact, I wonder if anyone will even want this. Then we have Fighting on the Home Front, The Legacy of Women in World War I. I've done a lot... Whoa. Did my voice just drop? Did puberty just happen to me live on camera? Anyway, what I was gonna say is, I've done quite a lot of studying about World War I and the role of women. I don't really need to read another book on it, and if I did, it maybe wouldn't be this one. Anyway, then we have this book, Meditation and Mindfulness, which is from Headspace. It's just not something that I'll ever get around to reading, and so goodbye. Then we have Moondust, In Search of the Man Who Fell to Earth. I don't even know if this is fiction or non-fiction. Do you know what? It's not something I'm ever gonna read, so someone else can find out. We then have Nick Hornby's A Long Way Down. I don't know anything about this book. I bought it a very, very long time ago, and it has occupied space on my bookshelf for all of that time and is just gathering dust. Then we have, whoa, The Stranger. It's literally jumping out of my hands. That's how much we repel each other. Like I said before, I bought this by accident. I was meaning to buy The Stranger by Albert Camus. That's what was advertised on Abe Books where I bought it, and they sent me this by accident and then gave me a refund anyway, so I didn't pay for this in the end. I didn't want it then, I still don't want it now, but someone else might absolutely love it, so to the charity shop it goes. Then, oh yeah, so this is The Kite Rider, which I bought thinking it was The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. And so, yeah, this is having a full circle moment where I bought it in a charity shop, it's going back to the charity shop, just unread. The Kite Runner, however, once I did actually buy it and read it, was wonderful. Would recommend that one. Then we have The Names They Gave Us. The Names They Gave Us. I gave it the wrong name. There you go. Lucy has her perfect summer planned out, perfect boyfriend, perfect job, and quality time with her perfect parents. Then her mum's cancer comes back, and suddenly life makes no sense. Just not a book that I think I'll ever get around to reading, and so someone else can. Next, we have Beasts of Prey. I know this is a recent release, but it's just not the kind of book that I am massively into. And I feel like this is the kind of book that a young person might read and it could get them into fantasy literature. So I am passing it on and I hope that they love it. Next, we have The Exhibitionist. Now, this was nominated for this year's Women's Prize for Fiction, who I trust with my life. Every year they recommend such a stellar list of books, and they always end up on my favourites of the whole year, and they very kindly sent me the long list this year. However, this was the only one that just doesn't really excite me. The blurb is horribly written. So many names, it doesn't make any sense to me. And if that's, I don't know, it's not something I'm ever going to read. But it's a very recent release, and so that's why I think someone else hopefully will really enjoy it. Someone might have even been looking for it, and if they can find it for a bit of a bargain and the money goes to charity, that's a win. Next we have Arnold Bennett's The Old Wives' Tale. I just know full well that looks really dull, and I'm never, ever getting back together with this book. Then we have A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce. The reason for getting rid of this is because, oh, I don't know where it is, but I have, oh, here. It's because I'm gonna do a 360. Hey, welcome back. I have this much nicer copy of this book that a friend kindly gifted to me, and so I'm gonna keep this one and pass this one on. Wait, should I try and do a cool little trick? Okay, are you ready? Let's see if this works. Was that cool? Please tell me that was cool. I had a vision and I hope that I executed it, because in my head that was cool. Okay, then we have a book called Fatherland by Robert Harris. Just not gonna read that, so off it goes. The Secret Life of Bees, because I've been ranting about how much I hate this cover for such a long time and how much potential I thought a title like The Secret Life of Bees has for a great cover. And instead of just keep complaining about it in every video I do about my book collection, I'm just getting rid of it. It's getting the boot. And now you never have to hear me talk about that ever again. And if a nicer cover for this book comes out, I'll buy it. Okay, there you go. Next we have Forgotten Voices of the Great War. I'm not sure why I own this, but I know that I won't ever read it. Anatomy of a Scandal. I went to the premiere of this Netflix show. I've watched the series, and it was fine, it was okay, but there's no reason to read the book now because I've seen all the plot twists in the series. Then, The Other Side of the Fire. This I received in a mystery box. I nearly dropped it. What is this one? Just a Boy by Maeve Henry. Not gonna lie, that freaks me the hell out. That is really scary, actually, and not in a fun way. Raise Your Voice, Make Yourself Heard in a Noisy World. I think this was sent to me very kindly by the BBC, but I'm sure someone else will really enjoy it. It definitely looks like it's maybe aimed at a bit of a younger audience, so hopefully someone gets a lot out of this. Yeah. Oh, here we have the Douglas Adams books that I'm not gonna get around to. I enjoyed Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but that was enough. Then we have lots of books by Gary Donnelly. Firstly, we have Never Ask the Dead. Then Blood Will Be Born. What does that title even mean? That's like a random word generator title. And finally, Killing in Your Name. Why do these just look like the most boring books of all time? Sorry, Gary Donnelly. I'm not reading your books. Perpetrators, Victims, Bystanders. I bought this when I did my history A-level coursework and I wrote about it there. I'm never gonna read this again. Then we have Theory Test and the Highway Code. I did pass my theory test when I took it, when I was 17, which is actually nearly 7 years ago. What the hell? And I also passed my driving test on the 4th attempt. Driving didn't come very naturally to me, shall we say, which is why, for the safety of myself and everyone else on the road, I don't drive anymore. Maybe I will at some point, but I've been living in cities where there's no reason to even have a car. So yeah, theory tests and highway code. Someone else taking their driving test can enjoy all this has to offer. 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, that one. Oh, here's another Douglas Adams one. I'm actually being quite annoying because I'm donating all the books in the series aside from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is the first one. So as long as they can find that somewhere else, they're set, but I want to keep that one. So sorry to whoever finds these and thinks, why would someone donate all of the books aside from the first in the series? It's this guy, and I'm sorry about it. Next book I'm going to donate is Snowflower and the Secret Fan, as well as The Orphanage, although I've just seen that this is translated from Ukrainian, one of Europe's most promising novelists. Recalling the brutal landscape of the road and the wartime storytelling of A Farewell to Arms, The Orphanage is a searing novel that excavates the human collateral damage wrought by the ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine. I actually want to keep that one, never mind. Okay, then we have Being an Adult, the ultimate guide to moving out, getting a job, and getting your act together.
Perhaps you should read that.
Mum! I don't want to do any of those things, so someone else can deal with that. And the existential dread I'm sure that book will cause. We have 1 killer, 13 victims, 1 million viewers. That can't be the title. Okay, it's called Are You Watching? I think this was like a goodie bag book. that someone else can enjoy. Then we have this book. This is a poetry collection by PJ Harvey. I think she's quite famous, but I don't know. I don't know who that is. She could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. So I feel like somewhere in my local town, there's gonna be a PJ Harvey mega fan who's gonna get an absolute bargain on this. And I'm very happy for them. I hope that they enjoy it. Next we have, the final selection of books are books that I received from Book of the Month. Book of the Month have been huge supporters of my channel, and they've actually sponsored a couple of main channel videos. This video has nothing to do with them. And basically what they would do when you worked with them is they would send you that month's selection of books, and then you could kind of like show them all on camera. Recently they've kind of changed the way that they work with YouTubers, and now they'll just send like one book from the selection which you can pick, which I think is really good from them because it's a much more sustainable and less wasteful system of doing it. So I think that's really cool. But these are just a couple of books that they sent me that I could kind of hold up and show on camera for that sponsorship, but I'm personally just probably not going to read them. I've read so many great books from Book of the Month though, so like Vladimir, oh my god, I loved that book. I never would have found it if it wasn't for Book of the Month, so very grateful for that. But I just think these will find a better home somewhere else. So we have Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Breathless, which is a thriller. I tend not really to read thrillers, so someone else can enjoy it. The Golden Couple. This has two authors, which is quite cool. Peach Blossom Spring. Actually, I might take a second look at this one, because I think... Okay, fine, I'm gonna keep that one. We then have A River Enchanted. I really like this cover though, very cool. Don't Cry for Me, a novel by Daniel Black. See, originally I had the policy that if it wasn't one that I remembered and wanted to read, I wouldn't keep it, but I keep reading the blurbs and thinking, actually that sounds quite good, so okay, fine, I'll keep Don't Cry for Me as well. This is not going the way I planned it. Uh-oh. And then finally we have The Hacienda and Take My Hand. So those are the books that I'm going to be unhauling and giving away, and hopefully they'll find new homes of people who will love them, and these could end up being someone else's favourite book, which is so cool. You know, collecting dust on my bookshelf where I'm never really going to get around to them. So being honest with myself, those are the books that could find a better place elsewhere. I don't know why I'm talking about it like I'm giving away like some puppies or something. They're just books. But anyway, they're the ones that I'm getting rid of. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in part 3 of this little mini-series that I'm doing, where I show you which books are being prioritised on my TBR, and I'm going to be organising my TBR trolley. I know, I bet you're on the edge of your seat. I'll be back very soon, probably in 2 days' time. I'm sort of doing second channel September, where I'm trying to upload on here every other day. So we'll see. We'll see how long that lasts, but there definitely will be another video in 2 days' time. So see you then. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you want to subscribe, I would love to have you here. Come join the family, and until next time, all the best, stay in touch, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye!